Latest figures showing 1,700 students.
The enrollment was 1,075. But after the lockdown, and even when the government came in, the enrollment went up to 1,735.
The increase in numbers has also realized academic excellence, with the school ably competing, a move that has impressed many.
The Ministry of Education and Sports, actually, they visited us yesterday and we were humbled. They assessed our needs and they promised that the classrooms which we are constructing, if all go well, that they will provide the roof.
But not far off, a St. Michael High School, Lugazi in Rubirizi district, is facing a crisis of lack of teachers on government payroll, which is affecting learners whose intake after COVID-19 surprisingly increased.
To help us and have more of our staff on payroll, if possible, if they can give us an affirmative action to have the learners, because as far as we are concerned in this district, we are after St. Thomas, we are the second in numbers. So really we would attract more teachers on payroll to manage.
But it's not all gloom at St. Michael High School, whose head teacher commends government for the new curriculum that emphasizes the much needed hands-on.
Like a prominent saying goes that the safety of a country takes priority over any matter, it is important to revisit the priorities of the NRM government in order to realize the fruits of the future Uganda. Now, in the following report, our reporter Daniel Mugoya connects the dots on the government priorities in service delivery. Take a look.
It is a common phenomenon that the ability to envision the future is strongly influenced by the memory of the past. President Yoweri Museveni has on several occasions addressed the future of Uganda in reference to the historical developments. A case in point was in 2018. President Museveni held a meeting with the leaders of Uganda National Teachers Union and strongly connected unfolding priorities which have aided the development of Uganda's economy since the NRM government took power in 1986. According to President Museveni, by 1987, Uganda could generate revenue of only 5 billion shillings, which was attributed to lack of goods and services to contribute to the tax base of the economy.
Your country, Uganda, had become a failed state. It had collapsed.
In a move to recover the economy, government topped security among the policies to guide the journey to increase the tax base of the country.
We bush people we have been able to provide security for Uganda cheaply. We encourage the private sector, and the private sector built all these new factories.
President Museveni revealed that the country then started to benefit from the fruits of prioritization.
If I start with education, or I don't fund security adequately, then you will have neither security nor education. Because without security, what education are you talking about?
With the current events of industrial action by UNATU in relation to the salary enhancement, it is quite important to connect the dots on the government priorities.
And I can tell you, if you think you can fund education without funding infrastructure first, you are mistaken. You are not going to get results. What will happen is that you will train people. That's what actually causes what we call the brain drain. You have heard of that.
Is the law silent in regards to the salary structures of public servants?
It was the Constitution, which was written badly in 1995, where the Parliament, those who are writing in the CSA, the Parliament should fix their own salaries. You cannot get a hungry man to fix his own salary.
Once they undertake to collectively bargain, it means they are within their rights, they are within the law.
A permanent secretary currently may be earning, I think, 15 million, but the undersecretary who does most of the donkey work in the ministry earns about 2 million shillings. So the law is there, but sometimes it is person to holder, people negotiating with the president.
But actualization of some of these laws is also an issue, because we have very good laws, but implementation of the laws that we have is a weakness that we have. What we have to do is to look at the existing laws and how best we can actualize them.
Uganda Revenue Authority targets a tax collection of 25.5 trillion in this financial year 2022-2023. But one would pose a question whether the country's tax collection is enough to balance the demands of the civil servants.
For example, I was looking at the list of presidential advisors. They are now over 130. Do we really need all these presidential advisors? When we have ministers, when we have technocrats, when we have permanent secretaries. So as we try to, collect taxes to meet our own expenditures in terms of salaries and other things, I think let us not increase those other lines that are really not helpful.
Still, during the meeting with the UNATO leaders, President Yoweri Museveni proposed for a move to have a one-salary body which would in turn phase out salary discrepancy among public servants, a move which has since not gained momentum.
I want to end this distribution. I want us to gradually go to a uniform base. So this one of hostage taking, this group takes a government hostage, then the government pays the ransom, then another group. We should go back to the practice of one salaries board. All public servants, that's what you should be demanding. You should be demanding, and I will support you. So we need one salaries board, one authority in the whole land to fix the salary for all of us. All of us, the workers of the government.
How do you expect district councillors who sit every quarter and they earn 100,000 shillings to supervise a district budget of 5 billion shillings and other government development program? So the question of salary review board is overdue. We should establish it to remove the discrepancy and the wrong and the salary gap, which does not focus on Vision 2030, the National Development Plan, and cannot motivate workers.
Idi Isabire, the Member of Parliament for Bunya South County, thinks otherwise.
The skills are there at whatever level. So we don't need a special body to look at this. What is important is the will and the authority and to do what is necessary to make sure that the country moves on. We don't need really this multiplicity of boards and commissions are just consuming money for nothing.
In 2021, the Minister of Public Service advanced a motion of introducing a salary review commission, which among others was to allow room for merging some of the government agencies and also consider the uniformity of remuneration for civil servants. Efforts to get a comment from the Minister of Public Service remained futile, as no one was willing to comment on the matter. It should also be remembered that Uganda currently is facing an increase in inflation, at the same time recovering from the effects of the deadly COVID-19 pandemic, while most salary earners have since witnessed no increment to their earnings. Daniel Mugoya, Gloria Gutabenji, UBC News.
Thank you, Daniel. Thank you, Gloria. Now moving on, as a section of people in Ayivu protest to demand for withdrawal of Ayivu division from Arua City, many people are decrying their move, saying they are against the development in their area. Augustine Asua is a local of Mite Ward, says his people are okay with the size of the city, readily awaiting physical planning of the city. We have more.
This city is very small. Arua is very small. We want to add more. If you can go as far as to Congo, those who are talking, they are not people meeting. These are nonsense people. Ignorance.
In a meeting organized by Arua City to explain the physical planning of the city to residents in Adumi, the protesters disorganized the meeting on claims that their Member of Parliament for Aivu West, John Lematia, who never surfaced at the meeting venue, was not on the program list to speak. Later on, they changed their statements by carrying placards to demand for reduction of Arua City to let Aivu County out of the city.
Best could be like we need the municipality. Arua Hill and the Oli division, if those are not enough, we could give on the Paraka, the rest remain in the district. So
in the city needs you have to be educated. You see the people here. At the times in some homes you cannot even have a piece of a liver. Are you going to be a proper in a city when you can have your land in a district where you can cultivate your potatoes there and survive? We have not been dying for city for the people of Aivu. So city is not our choice.
Arua City Land Board Chairman Bernard Atiku, also the former MP of Aivu County, who was assaulted by these protesters, said these are people who do not want good things for Arua City. He also blamed the current MP of Aivu West Division for ganging people against Arua City.
Theft of land in this country has risen. And why are people's land being stolen? Because land is not registered. Now, physical development plan is supposed to help my people to register their land so that their land is secured. Now, when a member of parliament organizes to set up this kind of development, how far backward are we going? The people he has mobilized here have never seen a classroom at all. If you greet them in English, they'll never answer.
In a phone call with UBC TV, Arua City West Division MP John Lematia had this to say about the allegation.
That is the allegation, because me as a leader, whether all these people I'm their leader, it does not mean necessarily that I'm behind this Survive Initiative group. People, as much as there was sensitization carried on, it means the coverage of the sensitization of the city was not up to date.
Arua City Planner Moses Findru called such an action as unfortunate move by the protesters, as explanations about physical planning of the city has nothing to do with grabbing people's land in the city.
Physical development plan has nothing to do with grabbing people's land. That's number one. Two, it has nothing to do with the chasing people away from their land. All these land uses which are proposed on the plan is what people told us to put there. So we are just coming to explain that. It has nothing to do with the ownership of land. Even if where the road passes, it passes through your land, the issues of compensation, what are there? This is a government. This is not a political document. This is a technical document.
Under their organization called Save Aivu Initiative, these protesters think the presence of the city is to grab their land, adding that their populace of Aivu are poor people who are not fit to be in a city. Some of the members of the group were part of those who received the city in 2020 before they rose up to demand for withdrawal of Aivu. Arua City covers 401 square kilometers, out of which 390.5 square kilometers is Aivu Division, which was carved from Arua District. Joseph Odama, UBC News in Arua City.
South Sudan and Congolese refugees in West Nile are calling upon humanitarian organizations giving assistance to refugees in Uganda to also indulge in peace and reconciliation processes in their respective countries. Now, the South Sudan refugees in particular are making the appeal ahead of the elections expected to take place in 2023 after the first one failed in July 9th, 2015 due to an attempted coup.
The 2013 civil war in South Sudan led to influx of hundreds of thousands of refugees in northern Uganda. Viola Nadia is one of the thousands who fled her country in 2016. In a reflection of the civil war in South Sudan to its population, Viola Nadia sheds tears because of what she saw while in her motherland. She thinks peace in South Sudan can return if President Salva Kiir and his rival Dr. Riek Machar can have a sit-down discussion to address their differences for the good of the citizenry.
If these two people could come down and sit and discuss of their differences, because that fight there is not between another country and other country. It is between ourselves in South Sudan. And they said, we refugees, we need to be taken back for election. It makes no sense for me. It makes no sense. Why? Still, they are killing people. They go and rape people.
She is requesting for the government of Uganda and East African community at large to have more talks to the government of South Sudan to remove illegal guns from people in villages as one of the ways to bring peace.
I talked now, yesterday, but when our brother was shot dead, just within the border here in Kaya, if this country could go and sit down and advise our president, at least if people could remove guns out of the people in the villages or in town. So it should be that soldiers will be the one to have guns.
Casey Nelson, another South Sudan refugee in Rhino Camp, thinks of peace process being a stakeholder effort where citizens are also fully involved.
It is one of our obligations or mandate to ensure that we fully participated in order to bring peace to our land in South Sudan, so that we go home and enjoy like any other country in the world. Man cause problem, man solve problem. Whatever issue has happened in South Sudan, we have already understood the differences and our weaknesses.
On the other hand, Samuel Abe, a Congolese refugee at Loble settlement in Koboko, also cries for intervention from humanitarian bodies for peace to return in Democratic Republic of Congo.
You know, always home is best. As we are refugees, we are pushed away. To say the development we have done in our countries will all die, and my children will get difficulties, our children, to say. So the best thing is all organizations who are working with the refugees should also fight for peace in our countries, so as we go back.
Refugee Desk Officer Arua Office Solomon Osakan says seeing refugees speak about the need for peace restoration in their warring countries is what many people long for in the two countries.
The great thing is that the DRC, Democratic Republic of Congo and South Sudan, are now members of the East African community. But is a program that we all see is worth achieving. That would help everybody who is here as a refugee to repatriate home, go and build home and start a new life.
War can only be described as a pull factor for development of any country and its people, because economic, social and cultural values become history as people lose lives and populace displaced. Joseph Hodama, UBC.
All right, UBC News Tonight takes a very short break, but we return after these messages.
Amabara gange ninyo kawaga Pamela amananu gali banzara masindi baitunyikara kagoma maganjo so nkabanda unyikaliye ninkore byange at home yara a landline number calling ya MTN. So bunyakwasire nkajya kurona ngamanze Zahara Toto, I'm calling you from MTN. Ohangwire motoka. I just said kali, not believing asikiriza anti dala kitufu. Yangambo singwire motoka bagyagaruka mba kuterere. So I'm so happy. Thank you MTN banange, it is real. Byamananu sibya fede.
With MTN simply deposit 20K or more on your mobile money for a chance to win 3 Toyota Succeeds and money to 2,000 lucky winners every week. We're giving away 24 cars and over 2 billion shillings of mobile money.
Children are a special gift, one we must protect and nurture with care.
Ensuring your child has a birth certificate opens doors for them that would otherwise be hard to access, such as immunization, school admission, or simply proving their age and belonging. Let us do our duty as parents and guardians by registering our children and getting them birth certificates. For more information, visit the NERA office closest to you or call the toll-free number 0800-211-700. This message is brought to you by NERA.
Get connected today with the My Airtel 4G smartphone and enjoy free data for 1 whole year worth 86,500 Uganda shillings. That's free 2 GB for the first month and free 1 GB for the next 11 months at only 250,000 Uganda shillings with free data for 1 whole year worth 86,500 shillings, making the effective price of the 4G phone 163,500 shillings only. Airtel, the smartphone network.
At Timex Nutrition Center, we advise you on the right foods to eat, exercise profile to adopt, and lifestyle strategies which are compatible to your blood group and genotype. This empowers your body to prevent and treat many diseases like diabetes, blood pressure, arthritis, ulcers, obesity, and many others. For more information, find us at our head office in Kampala on Nassa Road, Conrad Plaza, 2nd floor, or call 0758 819 952 or 0778 288 361. We also have other branches in Bara and Jinja.
The Oil and Gas Moment, brought to you by Petroleum Authority of Uganda, creating lasting value in Uganda's oil journey. The development and commercialization of Uganda's oil and gas resources is being undertaken through 4 flagship projects, which will bring an investment of $15 billion into the economy. The Kingfisher project will produce 40,000 barrels of crude oil per day at peak. The Tilenga project will produce 190,000 barrels of crude oil per day at peak. The 1,443-kilometer East African crude oil pipeline project will transport the produced crude oil to access the international market via the Tanga port in Tanzania. The Uganda refinery project will process up to 60,000 barrels of oil per day to provide petroleum products to the Ugandan market and its immediate neighbors. Additional exploration work is ongoing in the Kanyotaba and Ngasa areas in the Albertine Graben. For more information, visit www.pau.go.ug. Petroleum Authority of Uganda, creating lasting value in Uganda's oil journey.
Are you a player in the tourism sector with a struggling business following the COVID pandemic? UDB, in partnership with European Union, is providing financial assistance to businesses operating in the tourism sector. You can access subsidized loan with grants, loan with a tenor of up to 5 years, free business advisory services, and free environmental impact assessment. Visit www.udbl.co.ug/call for applications to apply. Deadline for submission is 31st October 2022 at 5 p.m. For more information, please call 0414 355 509.
Meet Professor Petero. He knows something every hustler in UG is gonna love.
Oh, see. You see, I was just trying to get the documents to register for Airtel Money.
You don't need the documents. You just set it for register.
What's going on here?
He sells things from the shop, and behind my back, he gets the money and gives it to his girlfriends.
But just get Airtel Money Pay so that all money comes direct to your business wallet, and only you, the owner, have access to it.
Just dial *185 *10 #, and now you are on. No waiting. Huh? This insanity is sweet. Give them also.
I only take Airtel Money Pay. It's easy and secure.
Yes, become a safer and more efficient cash-free business today. Easy.
No mixing your business money with your Kameza money. No, that's efficient.
Airtel Money. Instant, secure, borderless.
Welcome back from that break, and we're glad that you're still watching UBC News Tonight. Now with more news, 9 local governments that include 6 districts and 3 municipalities in Chigezi sub-region have received 103 motorcycles from the government to assist sub-county and town council chairpersons in mobilizing and monitoring for smooth implementation of government programs. Now this was revealed by the State Minister for Industry at the Ministry of Trade, Industry and Cooperatives, and also the NRM chairperson Kabale District, Bahati David, while handing over the motorcycles to the lower government chairpersons at Kabale Municipal Yard, Kabale Town.
The State Minister for Industry, David Bahati, has requested chairpersons to use motorcycles given to them by government to monitor government programs. He assured sub-county and town council chairpersons that government will budget for their fuel to avoid becoming redundant.
The owner hand over these motorcycles, and these motorcycles are meant to assist you to monitor government programs. They are meant to assist you parish development model. We wanted to look at the Myoga, we want them to monitor health centers in their sub-counties, schools in their sub-counties, to ensure that the government programs are effective and they reach people. And also government will ensure that we budget for the fuel of these motorcycles so that they don't become redundant. It's an appreciation for the work that they've been doing and also the demands of their work.
The RDC Kabale, Nyakahita Godfrey, requested sub-county and town council chairpersons to utilize the motorcycles in monitoring government programs brought in their area of administration to ensure that people get quality services.
The government is in a serious campaign in ensuring that our people get quality services. And for that matter, the LC3s as political heads are supposed to carry out the monitoring of these government programs that come in their respective sub-counties.
The Chief Administrative Officer Kabale District, Ntimba Edmond, says as Chigezi sub-region that comprises the districts of Chisoro, Kabale, Rubanda, Ruchiga, Kanungu and Rukonjiri received 103 motorcycles for helping the sub-county chairpersons to mobilize and sensitize people for development.
Purposes of helping LC3 chairpersons to begin with, to mobilize people for development. These are elected leaders of the people, they are trusted by the people and they know their areas best. So with the PD
that we have Presidential Initiative Hub, which is starting on 17th July. So let them recruit people who are not educated, those who fail to get school fees, to come and have skills.
The chairperson of the Chairpersons Association in Kabale District, Canon Enoch Kazoba, thanked President Museveni for fulfilling the promise and requested for increase of monthly salary to at least 1 million shillings.
Nkebyo mushara aboko bakushanga chairman wa UBC ari kutunga shilingi emitwaro 38 subsidiary. So we request the president and the government, mostly parliamentarians, just to give us a salary really like 1 million.
Now, national youth players have convened at a fireplace at Makerere University to discuss opportunities presented by the recent Red National Budget. Now, the chairperson Youth Advocacy Platform, Sadat Zaga Ziwa, says there is need for young people to understand the opportunities presented in the budget for the youth.
And then for the first time, Ugandans are going to benefit from the national budget through the parish development model, financial inclusion, community mobilization, among other initiatives. At the fireplace, Sadat Zagaziwa asked young people to form circles for them to benefit from parish development model funds.
Young people to know out there that when we are discussing about financial inclusion, what does it require for them to benefit? And how are they going to prepare themselves to be able to benefit from the financial inclusion? Are they willing to be part of the different circles? Because everyone must get some money somewhere to push on, to invest, to come up with a business. When we talk about community mobilization, what does it mean to a young person? And how are they going to get prepared to be able to benefit? So we are here to galvanize such issues, but not only the parish development model, but we're also looking at the different other votes of the budget. For example, tourism. Tourism is being financed. Yes, it's a small budget, but how can young people through tourism or within tourism can be able to benefit? And those outside tourism, how can they venture into tourism?
The coordinator, National Youth Advocacy Platform, Evelyn Zarango, says the parish development model is a new vehicle of operationalizing the National Development Plan 3. Zarango says for youth to benefit from the parish development model funds, they must be sensitized by parish chiefs.
Youth are very optimistic about the parish development model, but I think there is still a gap of capacity building. First of all, capacity building of the different stakeholders, because we realize that the MPs currently are being told to go and monitor the parish development model. But what I learned recently is that actually some of the MPs do not even know what the parish development model is all about.
The youth, however, are disappointed over lack of money allocated to them, hence the need of mobilization to tap into the available resources.
Youth are specifically disappointed that there is no money that is specifically allocated for them, not even within the PDM. But also we know that within the budget we have substantial amounts of money that were allocated for digitization and innovation. We have about 50 billion within the budget that is on innovation and digitization. My prayer and hope is that the young people can be mobilized and organized to be able to tap into these resources.
Sudat Kaye, UBC News.
Thank you, Sudat Kaye. Now, moving on, Makerere University Business School has released research findings on the state of the real estate sector in Uganda. An assistant commissioner at the Ministry of Lands, Housing and Urban Development, Dramani Santino, officiated the ceremony and appealed for the implementation of the real estate policy to facilitate taxation of the real estate business. The launch attracted researchers, experts in real estate and members of the public.
So let's tap into them. But apart from that, when we were doing this training,
students, they need to know the theory part of it. The theory involving the issues, the objectives for this bill. And therefore, as students, that is the basic they need to know. It more affects those in the practice of estate development and estate management. And that is where the need is very urgent, and we need to have the law as of yesterday. And that is what government is committed to do.
I think we need government to come and do something. A real estate agent is basically only a person bringing the buyer and the seller to negotiate for a commission, which is basically, like I said, it's letting services, it is buying of a property or sale. So the literature limited us to that. We left it to that also. Also, research you can't go everywhere. You would again lose focus. So we focused on the brokerage, the street brokers. But maybe that gives us a reason to do more research, and the government of Uganda has been so generous through the Makerere Research Innovation Fund. They'll give us more money, and we'll also look at the research management. For us, we are ready to do that.
Article 50, I think Mr. Drummond here will help me. Subsection C of the Landlord-Tenant Bill talks about the minister making regulations to regulate the agent. I think that's the next step which the ministry is working on. I would like to hear from...
Also, I think the biggest mistake we are also making, we are not getting to know the small rules that are governing real estate. Because however much, there are no rules that are governing brokers, but there are some little rules that are governing real estate. And if you go through them, truthfully they are there. The same way clients were asking me about condominium titles and how they come in. There are rules that also govern condominium titles. So I believe we should get more of readings, maybe get more of seminars like this.
Run your company as a business. And when I say a company, it doesn't have to be that you're registered. From the mannerisms, from the way you conduct yourself, let it be professional. look at the long term.
About double commissioning. Double commissioning, area, for the area members, we have a code of conduct. And if you're a member, please, if you haven't gone through the code of conduct, then I don't know how you registered. Because the code of conduct is very clear.
So let's tap into them. But apart from that, when we were doing this,
get connected today with the My Airtel 4G smartphone and enjoy free data for 1 whole year worth 86,500 Uganda shillings. That's free 2 GB for the first month and free 1 GB for the next 11 months at only 250,000 Uganda shillings with free data for 1 whole year worth 86,500 shillings, making the effective price of the 4G phone 163,500 shillings only. Airtel, the smartphone network.
Leaders who care create a good learning environment.
Because a good school equals a better life.
Raising voices.
Yellow fever is a serious disease that is caused by the yellow fever virus from monkeys. The virus is transmitted to humans by a bite of an infected Aedes mosquito. The yellow in the name refers to the yellowing of the body, mainly the eyes, mouth, and the palms. Other signs and symptoms like rapid onset of fever, headache, general body weakness, loss of appetite, vomiting, usually appear in the first 3 to 6 days of being bitten by an infected mosquito. Remove potential mosquito breeding sites such as stagnant water and bushes around your home, and sleep under an insecticide-treated net every night to avoid being bitten by mosquitoes. Parents, take all children aged 9 months to the nearest health facility for vaccination. During the same visit, the child will also receive measles and rubella vaccine. Adults can as well get lifelong vaccination against yellow fever. Notify the health worker about any suspected yellow fever case at the nearest health facility. Please note, yellow fever is not transmitted from person to person by contact. For more information, call the Ministry of Health toll-free line.
This message is from the Ministry of Health with support from World Health Organization and UNICEF.
At Timex Nutrition Center, we advise you on the right foods to eat, exercise profile to adopt, and lifestyle strategies which are compatible to your blood group and genotype. This empowers your body to prevent and treat many diseases like diabetes, blood pressure, arthritis, ulcers, obesity, and many others. For more information, find us at our head office in Kampala on Nassa Road, Conrad Plaza, 2nd floor, or call 0758 819 952 or 0778 288 361. We also have other branches in Mbara and Jinja.
The Tales of Kasozi, brought to you by Uganda Communications Commission.
Hello, this is Kasozi. How can I help you?
Congratulations. Oh, one good day.
Good day? But I haven't entered any competition.
Owadechi, since you use your phone every day, we have randomly selected you as one of our loyal customers, and you have won a brand new pickup.
Hey, so how do I get this pickup?
The pickup is in Namave. All we have to do is quickly bring it to you. You know, we are delivering many of them. So, just send us 100k for fuel via mobile money and we'll bring it to you.
But Chief, I'm in no hurry to receive it. Namambe is just here. Keep it at your warehouse, give me directions, and I will get time to pick it up.
Vaonawe, if you don't have money, just say.
Tonfera, never send money to strangers. Winners of competitions are contacted through official channels and are never asked to pay for anything. Stay tuned for what Kasozi does next.
Tonfera, refrain from unnecessary engagements with strangers over the phone. This message is powered by UCC, MTN, Airtel, Bank of Uganda, and NPSP Association.
Welcome back from that break. And now into the business scene. There are no shortcuts to success for small and medium enterprises in Uganda, advises Waswa Balunya, an economist and the principal, Makerere University Business School. Professor Balunya said Uganda's SMEs have the ability to grow to higher levels, but they face issues of standards, trust and ethics in their operations.
This forum, organized by the European Union, Private Sector Foundation Uganda and the Sustainable Business for Uganda platform, sought to provide entrepreneurs with vital information and insights to support the growth of their enterprises and improve their business environment.
Sustainable Business for Uganda is putting together an access to finance portal where all the opportunities for funding and facilitation coming from all development partners will be listed, and that portal will be actually maintained by Sustainable Business for Uganda Secretariat.
It's here that key challenges that grapple the growth and development of the MSME sector are highlighted.
I have not seen a way in which we can help the extremely vulnerable communities that don't have access to financing, the kind of education we have, the market information that we have.
There's no way we are going to succeed with this kind of practices. Too much love for money without exchange for value.
The issue of mindset change. How are we really going to have to change the mindset of Ugandans to be ethical, to for example, submit clear, true financial statements?
According to Professor Balunya, Uganda's rapidly growing population provides immense business opportunities, but he emphasizes the need for improvement of the SME sector for them to flourish and capture the market.
Provide cheap market information, and to me, it's all about educating the public, educating people in the country, keep people in schools, provide information about technological trends, arrange financing for SMEs. During COVID, SMEs were supposed to go to UDB. I think that has changed since then.
The European Union, a partner in development, promises more support through various facilities.
Looking at these challenges, the European Union has developed a portfolio of facilities which try to cater for the needs of the SMEs in terms of financing and business development services, depending on their stages of growth.
According to analysts, 9 out of 10 SMEs in Uganda fail due diligence levels and by so doing impedes on their ability to attract funders and investors as one of the ways of improving access to finance. Dennis Igor for UBC News.
Now, the Ministry of Energy and Mineral Development has partnered with the European Union to equip Ugandans with skills of managing and installing major and mid-grid solar plants. At the launch of the VET Toolbox project to train individuals and small businesses on the diversity of renewable energy, the Assistant Commissioner in charge of Bioenergy, John Tumuhimbise, committed more partnerships to shoot the target.
To build a sustainable and resilient renewable energy platform without leaving anyone behind, Ministry of Energy and Mineral Development with partners have hatched a project dubbed VET Toolbox to facilitate the piloting and maintaining of renewable energy.
Develop the capacity of the technicians to do solar installations, solar home systems, to do installations in solar generation plants, and also develop capacity in new areas like water pumping and complex solar projects.
The project is expected to skill specific classes of people how to maintain and install solar energy applications. It should be noted that Uganda's mega solar plants are installed by hired experts from abroad.
Solar subsector is growing and expanding at a fast rate, and we lack the technical and professional people to do the installations, the maintenance and the repairs. So experiencing some challenges, in that some technicians are not proficient and competent enough to do the installations.
The partnership between the Ministry of Energy and European Union is to catalyze climate investment and support Ugandan businesses access tools, fostering investments.
Skill sets for them to have the right competencies, the right technical skills to be employed in these sectors I was mentioning, including agribusiness. Every sector requires a different skill set. Agribusiness will require a specific skill set. ICT is a different skill set, it's digital skills. Tourism is the hospitality sector will require another profile, so we will be skilling young people in these different sectors.
Small businesses after training are to benefit from the subsidized prices of solar appliances, while trained experts will have the capacity of creating decent employment.
Capacitate the vocational training institutes that are in the country and then have those particular institutes to be able to train the solar technicians that will be arising from the project. So this is the impact that we're going to have. Initially we are looking at a couple of hundreds of technicians that will be trained, and then in future this will trigger into a number of them that will come out of this.
The effective implementation of VET Toolbox project is projected to facilitate SMEs' appreciation of the renewable energy diversity in the chain of value addition to meet the dynamic demands of market forces. Abdul Nasele Lubwama, UBC News.
Now, Jan Japan Car Importers is a new company offering Ugandans an opportunity to acquire cars on hire purchase. Now, Jan Japan Car Importers offer cars at subsidized loans that can be repaid in installments. Take a look.
A car importing company, Jan Japan, is offering Ugandans an opportunity to own a car through a hire purchase basis. The company is also offering Ugandan drivers, mechanics, secretaries and expert car washers an opportunity to work in automobile sector.
Business is very big problem. Also just home, which one is here working our people to our company, like 30 people working here, Ugandan guy. Also I give him like 4 months, 5 months, all his salary. He's eating food, I help. Rent, all money I help this 4 months, 5 months, all people is help. COVID is not okay.
All Jan Japan car importers want is a favorable policy on importation of second-hand cars so that they can serve more people.
Help people, too much car is there, stake, is the agreement is there 6 months, 7 months, it's done finish 2 years, 3 years. I not disturb, it's bring slowly. Sometimes bring 500, sometimes is 3 months, 4 months, not bring anything. It's talking no business, no job. This time people is crying too much, no business.
This car hire purchase opportunity is timely as the country slowly recovers from the negative impact of COVID-19 that hit the economy hard for 2 years.
The COVID is spoiling all business. Like 4 months, 5 months, I pay demurrage, all car. Mombasa, all car is there, demurrage. COVID is lost too much loss, my company. Demurrage, no business, just.
Well, I'd like to thank you so much for your company this evening. It's UBC News Tonight, and of course much more of UBC's programming comes up next. I'm Lauryn Masika Kazimoto. We'll see you next time.